plastic shrink wrap of the packaging. That's a good one. Okay, question number 3. If Hein, a student, purchases a software suite intended for students, but have it installed and used on his mom's computer, which of the following is violated? The answer is the license. Okay, because Hein did not make a copy of the software, so the copyright does not apply. Question number 4. The GPL applies to which of the following? It is open source software. Okay, open source uses the GPL for the most part. Question number 5. Which of the following is true about portable software? The answer is it can run from a removable medium such as a CD or an USB drive. We talked about this in the class too. We specifically talked about this one. Question number 6. In computer security, what differentiates a worm from a virus? Okay, the answer is a worm can replicate itself, a virus cannot. Oh, excuse me, take it back. A worm can infect other computers without any action on the part of the victim. Okay.
How to struggle with that one, because I knew the virus was a small and a worm was a much larger.
Not necessarily. The terms worm and virus, applies to how the virus gets spreaded. A virus is spreaded, but it requires action on the part of the victim. Okay, somebody has to do something to trigger a virus to infect the system. A worm is not like that. A worm is autonomous. You can basically just plug in a computer to the network, do nothing, and your computer can still get infected by a worm. Okay? Did we talk about the Stuxnet worm? Yeah? Okay, so that one was a worm because it actively goes out to other computers on the network and infect the other computers. Question number 7. Select the choice that is not an operating system. The correct answer is all other choices are operating systems. All of these operating systems are listed in the textbook. I did not list anything here that is not in the textbook.
I couldn't find Open Solaris.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I couldn't find it in the textbook.
You couldn't find it in the textbook?
Solaris was not in the textbook.
It was not?
Yes, it was.
It was.
It was?
Yeah.
Yep. It's somewhere in the textbook. I would not have asked you. I would not have put it in.
I went to the index and looked for Open Solaris. It wasn't there.
Well,
And then it showed with different ones.
yep. Go ahead.
Did you skip the question?
Did I? Did I skip
No.
Trojan? No. We're not there yet. We're not there yet.
Some of them have different question orders, apparently, as well.
Oh, the order of questions are different? Yeah, that's possible. Yeah, okay, so I was trickier than I thought, so, okay. So I switched the order within the question and the questions themselves. But it was in the textbook. It was actually in the textbook. Because if I want to ask obscure operating system, I would have asked BSD, Well, there's FreeBSD, there's NetBSD, and there are different versions of BSD. Question number 8, at least on my copy. If a computer only has an operating system installed without any applications, what can an end user do? The answer is the user can still manage system resources such as files. Okay. Question number 9. If a program is classified as a Trojan horse, which of the following must be true about it? The answer is A, it appears to be a legitimate program. Because if you think about the historical reference of a Trojan horse, it was used in a warfare.
It appears to be a gift, but it was really an attack.
Exactly. Question number 10. Microsoft Windows is installed on, well, more than 80%. That's quoted from the textbook. Besides, even if it is 95%, if you circle more than 80% of all computers, I still have to count it right, don't I?
Yes.
See? I should have, listed at the very front and say select the most specific correct answer, but since I forgot to do it, if the correct answer in this case is, yep, exactly. Okay, question number 11. What is the last version of Windows that rely on DOS? This is also from the textbook. It is Windows ME. Many people selected Windows NT, which is incorrect. Windows NT is the first version that does not rely on DOS. It's quite the opposite of what I'm asking. Question number 12. The original author of Linux is? None of the choices is correct. Because he is Finnish, yep. And Finnish is not one of the choices. I know, I'm kind of picking bones here, but I just want to see whether you guys read the textbook or not. Question number 13. If a file has an extension of RTF, which program can open it and view the content properly? The answer is none of the other is correct.
Notepad usually, when you save it, it goes to RTF.
No, not Notepad. It's WordPad. Notepad can only deal with plain text files. WordPad can deal with RTF. Yep, close. Okay, any other questions? No? Okay. Question number 14. What causes disk fragmentation when FAT32 or NTFS is used? Because there are specific file systems that do not have fragmentation to begin with. So these two definitely do have disk fragmentation. The correct choice is normal use. Yep.
Why is it other file systems don't have fragmentation?
Because they don't allocate clusters the same way that NTFS or FAT32 do.
How do they do it?
In Linux, when they allocate, the file system will try to allocate consecutive blocks whenever it can. So it basically do defragmentation, quote unquote, on the fly all the time.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. And it's really hard, for me to come up with these questions, because the choices are hard. Okay, the correct one is easy, and then I have to come up with, like 4 other seemingly correct but actually wrong choices. That's the difficult part of, coming up with multiple choice questions. Question number 15. What are the symptoms of a badly fragmented hard drive? The answer is, it is slow. File access becomes slow. Nothing is lost, nothing is corrupted, it's just slow at that point. Question 16, a restore point in double quotes, which means this is a very specific term that the textbook mentions, is it backs up the registry in Windows. It does not back up everything, just certain parts of the registry. Question number 17, in networking terms, a client initiates a request. Okay? A client initiates a request. A server replies to a request. A server listens to incoming traffic, incoming requests, and no one relays requests to a server. A relay would basically be acting as a client on one side and acting as a server on the other side.
Depends on your version.
Relay would not be right, because it is not, the job of a client.
It should be
Mine says for networking terms, a client.
Yep, initiates a request. We specifically, we talked about this in the class, because I said, the terms are kind of counterintuitive, and this is why, I say it is counterintuitive, because the client is the one initiating a connection. I vaguely remember I drew a picture of this whole thing too, kind of showing the order of the events. Question 18, DHCP, Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol, helps to determine which of the following for a computer. An IP address. Yep. Question 19, which of the following refers to a plug standard in networking? It's RJ45. Cat5 refers to the cable, not the plug.
So it's going back and forth between the two.
It's RJ45. RJ11 is the phone plug standard. RJ45 is the Ethernet connection standard. DNS and DHCP are networking protocol stuff, so it has nothing to do with plugs at all. Question 20, the last one. This one, we talked about it in the class too. how many IP addresses can be assigned to a computer? And the answer is as many as there are NICs or network interface cards installed. Yep.
On number 4, I don't know if it's number 4, but the question was the GPL applies to which of the following.
Mm-hmm.
In the glossary, it says a software license often used for freeware. You said it was
Okay, I will have to consider that. Can you send an email to me so I can look at the text, read the textbook about that part?
Yeah. By the way, did you get my email about I emailed you.
That's fine. I didn't take roll, so you're good. Yep.
I'm going to say something I know for Tuesday too.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll email you. And
Yep.
is there something I should know about what like open source and freeware?
Open source and freeware are two different things. Freeware means it is free, and typically it refers to public domain software.
Right.
And open source refers to software that is actually licensed, except the license allows you to make changes and also redistribute the software freely.
Okay, so on because I just want to. So does the general public license generally apply to open source?
Yes.
But it also applies to freeware.
It should not apply to
I looked up the
freeware.
definition in the glossary and it says a software license used for freeware.
Okay, let me just kind of look it up right now.
It's confusing because then the main part of the text talks about it
Yeah,
applying to
right. I'm just trying to determine which
Right.
is more.
If the textbook puts it that way, I will have to accept it as an answer too.
I'm just wondering in the real world which is more
Right.
accurate.
Yeah, let's see. Content tagged with.
See for 4.
Hmm?
For 4, my open source.
Okay. So those are the answers. With that question, I have to look it up and see whether I should accept the alternative as an answer as well. So that would basically. So email me about that one. Yep.
The answers are in different order. Yeah, on your test.
I'll explain that. Okay, why we have fewer points than you think you should have. Okay. Okay, so let me ask you one question. Okay, this is a question that will lead to the answer of a question that I have not asked. Okay, so just imagine this. Imagine this. I go up to College Oak Drive. Okay, I grab two people from the street, and I tell both people and say, you know what? I want to see if you understand computer concepts or not. And both people said, I have nothing. I don't own a computer. I have never used a computer before. I know nothing about computers. And I say, well, don't worry. Go ahead and take the test anyway. There's free cookies afterwards. Okay, no, you guys do not get free cookies because I didn't drag you guys from the street. So these people will come into the classroom. I give them the test. And both know nothing about computer science. So the first thing I want to ask is, what should your score reflect, or what should their score reflect? How much they know about the subject matter, right?
How well do you guess the answer?
How well they guess the answer. How lucky they are, right? So one guy decided and say, I just want a free cookie. I'm not going to spend my time looking at these questions and guessing and all kinds of stuff like that. So the guy just turned in something blank, just like this, and say, okay, I don't know anything about this. I want my free cookie right now, and I want to go, okay, because I want to go to another class that also has free cookies. So I said, are you sure? Because this way you will get a flat 0. And the guy says, yeah, I know, but since I know nothing about it, a flat 0 would be fair, right? So the guy left. The other guy decides, since I got nothing else to do, it's 105 degrees outside, there's air conditioning in the classroom, what the heck, I'll just take up the entire hour and 20 minutes to try to guess, which one is the right answer. So the guy just randomly circles stuff, at the end, draw a happy face because he's going to get some free cookies, right? So the question is, should they get the same score? According to SAT,